In the upper levels of the Hypatia Commission, a man sits in the dark, his boots up on a desk. They scuff the finish, providing the only blemish to its otherwise perfect surface. The wall behind him is covered in all sorts of screens, but only the ones showing security camera feeds are on. The man doesn't care about them, though. He can wait all night for the owner of the office to arrive. He has already taken a careful look around, discovering that the bugs he had been placing there were conveniently covered, or that a new desk fan sometimes got pointed right at a hidden microphone. This kind of game was, in and of itself, a natural part of business like his, but the vote that had been certified today told him that a line had been crossed. The owner of this office wanted to change the rules? So be it. Let's change the rules.
Busy night, eh?
Scheiße, Gunther. What the hell are you doing in here? How did you get in?
I see what you did, Commissioner. I get it now.
Would you allow me to sit in my own chair?
That one's fine. Take a seat.
Well, while I'm catching my breath, I think I'll stand.
What is this, Cham? I thought we were working together. Allies. Friends.
You're referring to the appointment?
Yeah, I'm referring to the appointment. How Duvall was selected as the new head of the Consular Security Division, and not Washburn.
Yes, I am very disappointed. I was assured that Commissioner Varadkar would vote for Washburn, as I did. But something must have happened between when I got that message and when the voting began. We only lost by one vote.
Right. Chamenski.
I did everything in my power. Even told you how to get the other swing votes onto my side. And they did vote as I indicated, did they not? Imagine how much worse it would have been had I not been there.
Maybe we should be working with Varadkar then.
Varadkar can only act for himself. No one else has the connections or reputability that I do to steer the commission. Not even the consul.
Oh. So you do want to keep working with Alice then?
Of course. We're doing great things together.
Right. Well, listen. I'm not fooled by that pleasant smile, or the fact that you always know how to say the right thing. We all play this game, friend, and Alice is glad you're on her side. But let me just say, she was really disappointed when the voting was done. That whole thing was not wonderful. She's starting talking about maybe needing to look into some new arrangement. I had to talk her down, honest. Told her we couldn't replace you, that nobody else could do the job, and that sometimes these things happen. She asked about your family, wanted to make sure everything was good at home. I told her to stop that kind of talk. That she didn't need to worry about them, and to just give me some time to make sure that we're giving you the support that you need. I put my neck out for my pal Chamenski, and his wife, and their kids. So you win this time, friend. We can work with Duvall, even if it's a bit harder than it should have been. But please, don't make me have to wonder if you're playing for the team. Because maybe next time, I won't be able to talk Alice down.
Why do you work for her?
She's building us a wonderland. Who doesn't want to be a part of that?
Really, though? Why? Why do you do these things for her?
Because that's what it takes to keep this Riken place moving forward. Human nature is to dig in your heels, look out for yourself, and hold on to the past because you're scared of the future. And that kind of thinking will get little civilizations like ours wiped out, one way or another.
That's what you think she's doing? I didn't realize you believed that she actually cares about anything other than herself.
If she's the one building us all up, doesn't she deserve the right to be at the top?
It's more subtle than that. There's a reason why back on Earth they put massive amounts of regulations on things like Alice. She's more present than parents, more constant than curriculum, more friendly than friends. How often do you question what she shows you? Why she shows it to you? What she's not showing you?
I mean, that's why we elect people like you, right? Because there's so much that we can't be bothered with.
And who got me elected? And who elected her?
And she can get you unelected, or worse. Just remember that, friend.
In the Consular Security Division headquarters, a young woman strides confidently down the hallway. If anyone looked closely, they'd notice that her work uniform is nothing more than dark-colored pants and a shirt. The case that she carries, much too light to contain any equipment, and her gaze a little too sharp, too observant. But she walks like she belongs, so nobody notices the intruder. The older person beside her, however, lacks her casual ease. They feel uncomfortable, and look uncomfortable, as they approach the central junction.
Just follow my lead. Act official like you know where you're going, and carry the briefcase like there's actually something in there. We're just gonna walk past the front desk towards the lift.
We do not need to infiltrate the place. I have already put in a request for official cooperation.
Most leads will be long gone since covered up by the time anybody gets around to looking at your paperwork. I thought you've worked with the commission before. We're gonna slip in, poke around a bit, and then know if there's anything worth looking for in the cover-up area, yeah?
Good travels. How may I help you?
Is this a problem?
Keep quiet. Yes, we're with the AV team, setting up for some orientation.
Oh, company name?
Orionic Audiovisual Immersive.
I'm sorry. I don't have any information for AV teams here.
My boss spoke to someone about it yesterday, just before 5.
Oh, did your boss tell you the name?
No, just made some comment about the secretary being a shaft, you know?
Probably Harris. Yeah, he didn't leave any record of you guys coming by.
Great. You get to call Lucielle and explain to her that their secretary didn't actually plan on us being here.
She'll be very upset.
Can you call that Harris guy? My boss will be pissed if we're late getting set up while this gets worked out.
What are you here for?
Setting up mics for an orientation meeting for some official. Look, I just show up where and when the boss says, you know? Hey, you calling her?
I do not want to call her. You do it.
You kidding? I got incinerated last time something went wrong. She'll just fire me outright for a delay like this. Can you do anything to get us in, set up faster so we don't stall the meeting?
I'm sorry. Things are crazy around here. But I can figure out what happened with Harris while you guys get set up, yeah? I just need to scan some IDs so I can clear you for the lift.
Oh, of course. Let me just get that out.
So sorry about the hassle. We had to reassign Harris and the rest of the desk secretaries this morning.
Today of all days? Well, you've got a leadership transition going on? You're kidding. What did they do?
Well, 2 days ago we had 2 people call in sick. Long-term hospital stays. So we're just scrambling to cover their positions while they're out.
And they just appointed a new head on top of all of that? I'd hate to be you guys.
Oh, thanks. Especially with this new person. She's, intense. I'm down here only because they wanted to make a good impression on her when she arrives.
Surely she can understand that you're down some team members. She the type of person where you can just explain what happened, especially if they're hospitalized.
I don't think so. This new boss is supposed to be one of those no-nonsense types. It'll look real bad if we have to tell her we're having trouble covering for absent employees. First impressions are everything.
Don't I know it. What department?
Oh, one of the fancy operations ones.
That's rough. Ops people are hard to replace, right?
Yeah.
And you lost 2 at once?
I heard that one went to have a cyst removed and discovered it was cancer. The other broke their femur playing G-ball.
No way. I know someone who did that just this week too. Was their name Jameson?
No, Imari.
So that's 2 people with broken femurs. That's why I don't play G-ball.
Yeah, me neither. You find your card?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Here it is. You got your company ID, Chandler?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's right. I was holding on to it. He loses it all the time.
All right.
You ever broken a femur, Chandler?
No?
Old picture?
Of him? Yeah, they made him shave after a customer complained about chocolate running the microphones.
Oh, probably for the best. They tell you where you needed to go?
Some sort of main conference room?
Gotcha. Third deck, left hall, follow the signs. You're both clear for the lift. Here's your IDs, Pyle and Costello?
That's me.
And I'm Costello.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good luck.
Sounds like you need it more.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
That was impressive. How many fake IDs are you carrying right now?
Never ask somebody how many fakes they have. Here, take this.
Why do you have Hypatia Commission badges?
You just find them lying around sometimes, you know? If anybody doesn't seem to be buying my fast talking about being the AV team, just wave that around like it's supposed to mean something to them.
Your cover story was ridiculous, but it served its purpose well. I had anticipated much more resistance from the CSD given its reputation.
Nah, it was his first day working the desk. I knew we could get past if we just made a big enough fuss, but stayed friendly.
Did you research the desk attendant before arriving?
I forgot that I have access to all sorts of G&A tricks now. No, I just read the room. It took him too long to stop us. If he was a regular, he would have called it out sooner. He refused to touch the desk, like he was scared of messing it up, but it was already a mess. It was just someone else's mess that he didn't want to disturb. That's why I claimed whoever our boss talked to him was a shaft. The kind of person who would freak out over somebody touching their stuff. Turned us into fast friends.
It took him much longer than it should have to remember to look us up.
Did you catch the name?
His name was Jackson. Mine was Chandler Castello. Yours was Pyle. Our boss was Lucille.
No, of the person who was hospitalized. I tried to get it out of him sooner, but he didn't bite.
Amari.
Wonderful.
Please stop saying that.
Why?
I will message Ryan to call all the med bays throughout the station. If we can find Amari, we can confirm the femur story.
My thoughts exactly. Here's a conference room. I think we've got about 30 minutes before someone comes looking for us. Look busy while I get into their network.
What do you think you'll find?
We try to figure out what division Amari was in, see if there are any records I can get access to. That little conversation saved me a lot of time. We got lucky.
How long will you need?
A few more seconds, then another 5 minutes to make sure our visit is as innocuous as possible.
I thought you studied political science.
That is my degree, yes, but I taught myself all of this.
Why?
Got it! Operational Communications Team Lead Usaki Amari left a message saying that they had broken a femur. Looks like about 30 minutes after they called, Operational Comms Team member Damian Schlaus left a message saying the cyst on their neck was actually a tumor. Both would be out for, quote, at least a few weeks, if not months, and, quote, felt really bad about the problems this would cause. And the nail in the coffin? Both rang in the day Demetrian died.
Removing multiple people on the same day is sloppy.
Or rushed.
What is the connection between these three?
That's what I'm looking for. HR writes novels.
Do you have access to their contact information?
I'll ping it to you. Scheisse, most fan fiction is less wordy than this.
I'm going to give Damian Schlaus a call.
They had a lot of overlap in shifts. There's usually at least 2 officers on duty.
Was it ever just the 2 of them?
Let me see. I mean, too much information is better than none at all.
Call into voicemail.
Try this number for their partner.
Very well. How often have you done things like this?
Was that a bad attempt at a pickup line?
What?
Come here often?
No, focus.
You're not my type anyway. They had shifts with just the 2 of them 5 times in the last week. 2 were when Demetrian would have been in the office. Let me see what I can't find from those.
The call went straight to voicemail. The recorded message said, I'm visiting Damian in the med bay. We'll return the call when things calm down for us.
Try Amari's partners? I've got 2 numbers here.
Very well.
Okay, all of the logs for those shifts look like they've been whitewashed. Everything else has obscene amounts of detail, but those 2 shifts, back-to-back bare bones, no real info.
The first one redirects to a machine claiming they're visiting family in the Bell.
I'm seeing a pattern.
Yes, I'm already calling the other one.
Okay, dead end there. I'm just quickly scanning over all of this, looking for other gaps.
Download all of it and we'll look through it later.
Gotta know what directories to swipe. I've been copying the important looking ones.
There's no voicemail here, just endless ringing.
I've got some addresses for them. Maybe we can pay them a visit?
Or send someone, yes.
Okay, what are you?
What is it?
On both logs, there's a reference to an Operation Valent Edge that doesn't appear anywhere else. First one says, Operation Valent Edge created. That's it, a couple weeks ago. The second one, 36 hours before Demetrian got blipped, says Operation Valent Edge marked as resolved. Description, log error. 7th detachment sent for maintenance. But when I looked up 7th detachment, it shows me both ships, the Painchali and the Invictus, marked as at shipyards, but it doesn't say where. That's an oversight. The next day, both secretaries call in sick, and Demetrian explodes later that night.
We have a missing mission log, missing ships, and 2 missing secretaries. Recovering any one of them would give us what we need. Is that a message log?
Just shows some transfer data, not any contents though.
We control Spook and the entire communications network. We can use that data to identify who they were talking to. Find me everything that references Valent Edge.
Oh, get this. The detachments? The ships who are marked as being at some nebulous shipyard? They were technically receiving mission orders from Duvall, the new head of the CSD that was appointed this morning. She's totally wrapped up in all of this.
She'll probably be arriving soon, and if she planned the assassinations, then she may recognize our voices from when we talked to your mechanic friend. We should continue these inquiries somewhere else.
Good idea. Just let me finish covering my tracks and then let's get out of here.
Duvall stands alone on the bridge of the CSD Centurion. According to protocol, she is to move into the offices, and command of her vessel is to be given to someone else. She has spent countless hours overseeing hundreds of operations from this bridge. How many times has she run her fingers along the top of this railing? How many times did she stand by her chair and make announcements to the crew? The Centurion was her home, and now the bastards in high places were taking it away from her too. But she hasn't been reflecting on all of that. She has her phone in one hand and has been making a list. Everything she adds to it seems to pain her, and nothing is put on without careful consideration. As it reaches 12 or 13 items, she puts her phone away and lets out a deep breath. She stares for a long moment at the consoles around her, before sitting down, putting on a headset, and opening a communication line to the CSD Excubador.
Captain Zaroheft, it's me. No, please don't call me Brigadier General yet. I'm not ready for that. Yes, trying to say goodbye. I need to be in my first briefing in 45 minutes. And I'm trying to make a decision. I have an opportunity to try and make things right around here. To actually address all of the things we've complained about so many times. I can get rid of the layers of padding and paperwork. We could stop selectively enforcing the law on those who don't have copious amounts of cash. And I know I can make that happen.
Though everybody has to go through the same obtuse system to work with the CSD, certain organizations can afford a large premium to expedite the process. The difference between who gets help and who is left to fend for themselves comes down to who can pay more.
But taking this promotion means that I'm sitting in a basket of snakes. The very same snakes who've been fabricating messages from the Panchali and the Invictus, that have likely been undercutting me for years. The snakes I think are behind Demetrian's death. These people are intent on tying me up like a puppet, some overtly, others by pretending to be my friend. I have yet to leave a conversation without feeling like somebody is trying to shove needles under my fingernails. If I just take this, then I worry they'll be more subtle than I am vigilant. That list is very small. I don't know. Just being the head of the CSD won't let me stop the problems in the commission. I'd need to be in the console. Yes, I've been thinking about trying to campaign. The visibility of this position would help, but right now, my name is universally reviled among the Belters. They wouldn't fund a campaign to let me influence even more than I already am. And the only way to get support from the snakes in commission is to grovel and beg. We could never fund it. I can do this. I can fix this. Hypatia can be so much more than it is, and I think that everybody agrees about the ways it doesn't work. But to really change things, I need to get to the top without the influence of those already there, and in this world they've built, that's not possible. But if we're willing to move outside of it, then maybe we can fix it. Oh, I never thought I'd say that either. But I see that the laws I've been enforcing my whole career aren't made by democratic processes. They're made by lobbyists and unspoken coalitions who are interested only in themselves. How many Belters starve to death each year because of them? And now I can work them out. I can leverage this appointment to build up a base and actually stand a chance in the next election. Yes, that is what I mean by leverage. I think we could raise the money. It's just going to require beating all of these bastards at their own game. And they're willing to play by killing however many people they have to get their way. I think it's our only chance. In that case, I've made a list. As the new Brigadier General, I think we can find some sort of arrangement with several groups. But these are ones that aren't used to partnerships like this. I think we start with Skagyold, then move to the Neon Gods, then the Lord of Crows. Yes, even them. We're going up against companies with private armies and institutions with espionage divisions, all while trying not to totally disrupt our national security force. We have to reach to the bottom of the barrel first and build our way to a more acceptable base. As much as I hate to say it, we may have to cross that line. How much do you want to see things change? We don't have to worry about that now. I'll send you the list. You make first contact and see if any of them are receptive. Maybe I'll have to stay with the Centurion after all. I'm in charge now, so I can make that happen. We're going to make a lot of enemies. Good luck out there, and Godspeed.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Celestial Horizons Dissonant Echoes. As we announced recently, we will be suspending Dissonant Echoes for an unknown period of time due to production constraints. But we will be back next week with something very exciting to keep you tied over in the meantime. Be sure to follow us at Cell Horizons at all of the major social media pages, join our Discord server, and subscribe and ring the bell on YouTube so we can continue to do the wonderful growth that we need to sustain this project. Most of all, we want to thank Voidspont, our corporate overlord who made this possible, and John Parker and Anonymous, the armchair generals who approved these dangerous operations. This episode features music by Marcus Richardson and Nathan Young, with performances by Carl Ashby as Marcan, Alex Farnsworth as the narrator, Jessica Gillick as Thirio, Orion Howard as Chamenski, Olivia Oki as Duvall, and Nathan Young as Gunther.